Fellow Amazonians, good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the globe. This is Logistics Chief of the ADF, Pascal. Uh, I come here today to talk about the Norwegian Refugee Council in Ambazonia and with the current happenings for territory, I put a question mark whether the Norwegian Refugee Council an undercover operative for undermine the liberation of Ambazonia. Also, I will touch on the recent action for our forces for the great state of Mezam. I will discuss on that. I will also touch on an aspect where recently happened, where a fund for the Northwest region, he raised a question about someone where he try for dress and act like a fund, will not be fund. And the governor, the head for the oppressive structures for territory, Lily Lafik, he attacked the fund. He tell the fund, say he no get right for decide how people they dress. And he touched on that because he concerns still the saga where it take place for Bui in relation to Gonzo. So, first of all, I want to thank the ones who participate for the fundraising for today, the 30th of November 2024. I want to thank you who participate and who contribute for the fundraising. No war need to be fought empty-handed. War, modern war require resources. We all know so. We all yearn for freedom. When they say freedom not be cheap, it means that you go spend for every level. It costs blood, it costs finance, it costs resources, and it drain we all psychologically. So when I hear say war not be cheap, I no think say now just talk when I talk. We want to be free, we must contribute for the liberation for land. The last straw and the last strategy where the AGOPC put in place, the liberation tax. We don't apply them and we utilize them to mount pressure on the colonial occupational force for territory. Now, why that with the attack on the organization with the lead to liberation, they will mount an attack on them. But the AGOPC be strong, vibrant, unshaken, and will continue for more. No war, no be fought with bare hands. And anybody we don't always challenge, specifically the AGOPC is strategy for raise funds. Where they reduce the burden for everybody, where they give you enough resources to fight the occupier, the enemy force. Bring your own form of resources, put them down, we'll fight the war. If you don't get them, and you attack the AGOPC own strategy, specifically the liberation tax, then you'll be an enemy of Ambazonia. Then you work as a proxy for the occupying force. will be a surrogate for the enemy. That's how we see you and we attack you. Liberation tax. Now, a thing for Ambazonia. Now, one of the best tools in that, but they don't put them in place. All of we know will feel the pinch. But all we will contribute, small, to liberate the entire land with all we acquire. So as we go into 2025, make Ambazonians for diaspora and the one for ground zero, may they brace up for pay for chip in your own little piece for the liberation tax. We could realize this Ambazonians they shed their blood, they die. So they be jailed for the liberation for Ambazonia. They ask some of us will still be okay, just for contribute, first of all, for free land, so that the ones they don't sacrifice their blood with blood sacrifice go in vain. The ones they still be jailed because they be Ambazonians. Their freedom when they see them for a period of time will be in vain. Now with duty, a moral, collective duty for all of us to continue to contribute to pay the liberation tax. As 2025 is standing, or with the gear up for contribute to liberation tax for the year 2025. 5,000 for women, 10,000 for men. Men and women may be, and handicapped, they may be aged above 60, 65. They need to tax them. So that one I want to remind people. Now a thing, you don't come for stay. We could continue to challenge the enemy for territory because they're an occupying force. May we continue to remember so we get internationally recognized boundaries. La Republic of Cameroon, a boundary will be frozen for the 1st of January 1960 as an independent state. And when they be freeze their boundaries, they will get one flag, they will call the Republic of Cameroon, and also they call themselves now. They will detach themselves, dissociate themselves, and in the early 1980s, will go back for which they will be. So we consider them as an occupying force. We don't get no treaty in place, signed treaty, with buying with territory and the Republic of Cameroon. We go for UN, in no day. We still get internationally recognized boundaries and for territory. They be freeze the Republic of Cameroon their boundaries 1st of January 1960. Their entrance, their whatever they do for territory, they act as an occupying force. They exploit me for every way, shape, or form. And we fight for push a thief, an oppressor, an occupying force out of the territory. And the premise that way, we will start off. We don't get no legally binding document we and the Republic of Cameroon. They be freeze their boundaries for the 1st of January 1960. Now, a botched decolonization process where it take place till today. Make we start from that premise before we move ahead. 60% of Ambazonians in a day out. They run out, they seek asylum globally because of the crisis we go on and the constant oppression, repression, and the abuse of our people. 60% will settle abroad now because of that reason. Make that 60% always remember. And we'll talk all we contribute for liberate land. I mean everybody. We will fight for as long as it takes to liberate Ambazonia. And now one more understand something. When Ambazonia be free, The ones then they get the opportunity for help to reduce the killing of our people, our fighters, and they do nothing. They go pay for a different form. Before you be considered an Ambazonian for this time period, then you go pay very well to consider yourself as Ambazonian. You go apply the same principle way Eritrea apply. Because Eritreans they abroad, and if you go back home, Eritreans they abroad really, they consider the foreigners inside the country because they need to contribute for the liberation of Eritrea. We go apply that same principle to the ones that will make a mockery of some of us. Time go reach where we go ask you, say, you make a mockery of Ambazonia. Now that the period will come and say, the robber don't meet the road. This moment for this revolution, we no go back down, go continue by any means possible and necessary to free land. Like I talk, war, particularly a liberation struggle, it come with a cost for every level. We don't know how much AK costs. We don't know how much their seeds they cost. So we ask Ambazonians to contribute their fair share for the valiant soldiers who don't lay their lives to fight for land. That's just a bare minimum way any Ambazonian can do. Make up put one action. I don't dare for social media, but I will use this live for put them and to put context for that action. Where you take the great step of measure to show the courage with our fighters that they put on, to dare the enemy, to push them out of the territory because their intention is to stop the abuse for people and the killing of people.
Donkey man.
Jesus, where?
No, they are still there. See. Yes, you want.
No, what are we doing? I said, what's how the man with the killer?
I don't know.
The boy didn't get out. Jesus.
Life. For afternoon.
Our valiant soldiers in that, they fight for free homeland. When they see the extreme courage where they put them up to push the enemy, we occupy our territory. They dare the enemy inside an urban city. I want to ask you, Ambazonians, particularly those with diaspora. I go call ourselves chicken heart who run, live territory, they fight. They ask for contribution, for contribute, for help these boys, for continue to push the enemy out of the territory. It takes a particular type of courage to do it the way they do. They dislodge an occupational force where they out to exploit we in every way, shape, or form. Through Calais, cash people, then go lock and keep, then they ask millions. as they go keep the lockdown, some keep the Kubakut airport. They dislodge the enemy forces for the continuous abuse and rape for people, women them. Along the line, I will show the atrocity we like come around sample territory. We did for the website for AFC. That one action, surgical action will be carried out by our forces to dislodge an enemy post. We did mount and to continue to kidnap the people, them ask them ransom. To continue to oppress we, terrorize we. If boys they don't rise up with this amount of courage, if we fight, to push them out, to take their boots off of them. What more of a simple $100, 100 euro ask we annually to pay for liberation tax? The people for ground zero, did they do their job? And they don't sustain the fight for them because they contribute 5,000 for mommy, 10,000 for men them. They don't sustain this battle. And they call on diaspora and say, make we change the course of this revolution for the coming 2025. We're supposed to step up. We live in comfort with diaspora. They cash fight. They will expect to free the land. We will walk in. We will not contribute on share. We will protect them. I wish say 2025 be a turning point for diaspora. Within the first quarter of next year, I will make sure I pay my own liberation tax and my entire family, everybody. And we'll take out like a family contribution, man and woman. Whatever people they want to pay. No man no go free Ambazonia, and only we give free territory. No man will get the legal right to do what he do. Now remember, like the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Biya, it declared war for that particular part of the land because they don't see we. They see we like enemies. They see we like people who could exploit them. Their actions, them, when I name any part of their territory where they perform the same action, for sure, so we different from them. This action, we're just sure that because we inject and introduce the idea, we all man welcome for liberation tax to pay. Now, part of our liberation tax is sustain the war for ground. I hope the diaspora will step up as 2025 they come. Make we man up like people then when they stand and fight for freedom. We enjoy other countries and they live in a land that they shed their blood. America and hardcore people them will they be stand up like the ones who get them for AGOPS and they be stand to declare say we will be free from the hands of the mighty British. They put in the work and the strategy and they free their land. Some of us in America they enjoy. Now on time, we task ourselves to free our own land. We will not be in leeches across the globe. We go to a place that they insult we, they denigrate we. If we stop this trend, we fully, wholeheartedly put all hands on deck, contribute. Put resource for people that mean for freedom. Freedom means freedom. Independence means independence. We don't know by now, except say, we don't know by now who they fight for liberation. We don't know by now who they fight for freedom. We don't know by now who don't be continuously consistent to liberate our land. We're going to continue to rally behind the formula that we need to work. No man no go do one for we. We cry, oh, go up, calm down, go for you and cry all this. Wait, don't heal. Nothing. Now we go for full sleeves and do the work. We'll get blueprints for that country, other parts they don't do the work. Eritrea, East Timor. And we'll get the resources. So liberation tax. We'll hope the next year it will pick steam, will put pressure on the enemy forces, will push them out of the territory. We'll learn, we'll remember, we'll get international boundaries. They freeze Nigeria their own borders. 1960. They freeze the Republic of their own borders for 1960. Those borders are the freezer. They in between them. Now we'll learn that we get internationally recognized boundary and our territory that we fight for. Reclaim our back from the occupying force. Now I want to touch on something. The Norwegian Refugee Council, I want to question the activity for territory. We get the Norwegian Refugee Council office for Southwest, for Boya. Not going to Southwest, for Southern, for the great state of Fako. We get the Norwegian Refugee Council for the great state of Fako. We get a branch for the great state of Mesan. They call themselves Refugee Council. We got to question their activities for territory. They will be established for 2017. Are they really for refugees as a claim? Or they act like undercover agent for maintain the status quo, for oppression? They claim that they give aid, as other NGOs they always steal them across the globe. Now say they don't get information of Sivan to their government about what like coming to do for territory. And they put their activity and action on Dr. Ayabacho. And they question the Norwegian Refugee Council activities and the purpose and the rationale inside our territory. You don't get all the archives and catalog for the killing of the people. When the Norwegian Refugee Council no go fit tell the government how many times Norway as a nation, as a state, when they get a refugee council, they don't call out for the atrocities for territory. But they get a Norwegian Refugee Council for territory. They don't claim they don't get all the archives, all the if you don't get ability to go for AGovC, I'll put the decide here. Go see a catalog for which with like do for people them. It's the Norwegian Refugee Council an undercover agent for the enemy. Because if they get a refugee council, they established in 2017, and if they provide or give documented evidence for the atrocities we like because of our territory. But the government, the Norwegian government, they take a whole person where they fight tooth and nail to prevent the continuous genocide for land, the continuous killing, the massacre for land. Wait to be Norwegian Refugee Council used for territory. If they get the Norwegian Refugee Council for territory, both regions, them, what is their real or main objective? If their government people Dr. Ayabacho it prevent the killing of people them. They never raised a voice against the Cameroon. Oh, the one claims to be oblivious to the killing of people them. All the massacre for territory. Oh, they turn a blind eye towards that. They go hold the person where they prevent them. Are they fostering the killing of our people? We will expect the Norwegian Refugee Council to send a letter for their government to talk about the atrocities with the Republic of Kosovo territory. We expect them to do them. What is the purpose of the Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory? Because now the same Norwegian government, it don't hold Dr. Yabacho, it prevents the continuous killing of people for territory. Are they pretending that they are trying to help the refugee? And the one claims that they see the atrocity with Liberia because of our territory. Refugee for territory. Now they cause the flight of people around our territory. The internally displaced. Is it not the Liberia Cameroon? So wait the Norwegian Refugee Council it be purpose for territory. If he claims say it will take care of refugees with Liberia Cameroon displace our across territory. But then the government go hold person where they prevent the internal displacement, they prevent the continuous killing of our people. Is the Norwegian Refugee Council acting as a control tool of oppression? How comes you have offices in our territory, the great state of Mezam? You have an office also in the great state of Fako in Boya since 2017. And you claim and think you have never raised a voice. Your government has never raised a voice to condemn the killing, the massacre of our people. But then they will stand up to attack the person that is preventing the killing of our people and jail him. Then you keep him in jail and say you don't even have ample evidence. You extend his detention. What sort of hypocrisy? The Norwegian Refugee Council will call you are a suspect in our territory. You are a suspect. You have to lay out your activities in our land. What are you doing since 2017? You say you are catering for the refugees. The same refugee that the Cameroon government has been displacing in our land. You should know what has caused the internal displacement of our people within Ambazonia. Then your government goes and arrests the person that's preventing it. What is your mission? The Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory. What is your mission in our land? Are you a controlled opposition? We expect the Norwegian Refugee Council to send a letter to their government. Their presence in our land is because if they claim that they are a refugee NGO, their presence in our land is because the Republic of Cameroon has caused the internal displacement of our people. So you should be documenting and sending the evidence of continuous killing and massacre of our people to your government and request the immediate release of Dr. Yabacho. I don't see why he is supposed to be held in jail. Are you happy that they create a refugee crisis and then you come and pretend that you are working? Shamelessly, your government will arrest Dr. Yabacho. They have never questioned like Cameroon's activity. You stay in our land as a refugee organization, taking care of refugees. Who is causing the refugees to move around our territory? And you have never raised a voice. Your government has never raised a voice to condemn the killing of our people, the massacre of our people, the attempted genocide that we are trying to stop in our land. But then their government will arrest Dr. Yabacho, who is fighting to prevent that. What is our mission in our land? When did the Norwegian government query or raise an issue against the Republic of Cameroon? Against the killing of our people? You detain someone that's preventing genocide. You have an organization, Norwegian Refugee Council. You understand you have the level of abuse by the Republic of Cameroon on our people. And your government is arresting someone that is preventing that. Is it because is trying to stop your goodwill gesture in our land? Now, why are you in our territory? And you claim to cater for internally displaced. What is causing internally displacement of our people? The burning of over 500 to 800 villages in our land. The killing of our people. You would have been raising hell and telling your government to release him because he's fighting to prevent that. The Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory is a suspect. Stop the pretense. If your government is calling itself as beacons of democracy, oh, we are doing goodwill gestures, and they have never raised a voice against the killing of our people, then you go ahead to arrest someone that is fighting tooth and nail to protect his people from being massacred. We are opening the undergarment of this Norwegian Refugee Council, and we'll find out what is beneath it. How comes they'll have a refugee council and they know who is causing the internal displays in our territory, like the Cameroon? They know the killings of our people. They know all the massacres. And they will not raise hell against the government. They will allow the government to arrest Dr. Yabachu. Detain him and hold him. You don't have evidence. You still continue to keep him to fabricate and make up false evidence. And you find nothing. But the first question we'll ask you is this: when did you query over the killing of our people? When did the Norwegian government query Cameroon over that? Stop the hypocrisy. Stop the pretense. Norway is an active participant in the massacre of our people. Their actions is proving to be that. What is the activities of the Norwegian Refugee Council? Is it really for a good gesture, or what is your purpose? Are you an undercover agent fighting to maintain the status quo? Are you a controlled opposition? We'll get to that. We'll get to the bottom of that. I'm calling out the Norwegian Refugee Council in our territory. You should have an archive documenting what has been happening in our territory. That you can raise a flag to call out your government and say, hey, let that man go. He's preventing what we are dealing with here. Or do you just wait for areas where there's crisis for you to go and use it as a means to raise funds or to continue to sponsor your organization? Is the Norwegian Refugee Council there to encourage refugees in our territory? The refugees in our territory. We will continue digging. You have a good, if you don't have it, let me direct the Norwegian Refugee Council. I will direct you to the AMBA-REVOLUTION-HIT website if you pretend that you don't have it. We have an archive of the atrocities that the Republic of Cameroon has caused in our land on the AMBA-REVOLUTION-HIT website. Let's pretend that you never knew anything. I'll direct you to where you can go and you see the atrocities of the killing of our people. I will expect you to raise your voice against the illegal arrest and detention of Dr. Yabacho in Norway. I would want to continue to I want to pull up something so that we see what we're talking about. We have a whole archive, documented archive of what they have been doing to our people. You can find this on the agovc.org website. Go there. You go to war crimes catalog, and you will see all the war crimes that they have committed on our people from 2016. This is the killing of our people. This is the abuse of our people. We have more of this. War crimes catalog. The AGOVC website. Child burned, people being burned in their houses. People burned to ashes. This is a catalog of what they have been doing to our people. This is Sam Sawyer, who was beheaded. This is a thug. They came out. The child killed by the military. These are things that have been caused by Liberia, Cameroon. These are the killings. I just want to make sure that we have this covered. I want to make sure we have this covered so we can task the Norwegian Refugee Council if you lack a source, documented evidence of the atrocities that the Republic of Cameroon has been causing our territory. Go to agovc.org website. You have all those atrocities that have been committed. Let's pretend that you don't even have that source. We are asking the Norwegian Refugee Council, if you think you are doing humanitarian work in our land, to do good and act right, tell your government to release Dr. Yabacho. He's preventing all what is been archived in the AGOVC website. The killing of our people, the ones we can even capture, because we have not successfully captured half of what they have done in our territory. The Norwegian Refugee Council is a suspect. I'm just asking a question. Are you acting as a control tool of oppression against our people? You see the atrocities that the government is causing on our people. Dr. Yabacho has put up a very big fighting force to prevent the continuous killing of our people, the massacre of our people. Your government arrest him and lock him up. Now you extend his arrest. His detention, sorry. Because they don't have evidence. Whatever things they're cooking up. What a shame. We'll continue to expose the fraud at the international level and the injustice being perpetrated on our people. To the Norwegian government, you are an active participant in the genocide of Ambazonians. You are an active participant. We have never hurt you. openly call out that Republic of Cameroon over its atrocities against our people. We've never heard you call out like Republic of Cameroon. They declared war on our territory. They are burning our villages. They are killing our people. They are destroying our houses. They have created an internal and external refugee crisis. You have an organization, the Norwegian Refugee Council, that has documents upon documents of the internally displaced by the enemy, the Republic of Cameroon. Are you guys working against each other? I think it's proper that the Norwegian Refugee Council tell the government, their government, what the Republic of Cameroon is doing to us and what Dr. Yabacho's role is. Are you acting as a control tool of oppression? That's the question I'm asking the Norwegian Refugee Council. And why should their government be an active participant in the genocide of Ambazonians? That's how we will attack you. That's how we will continue to call Norway out. The person that is struggling to prevent the massacre of our people and the genocide of our people, you pick him up and lock him up. And then you don't have evidence. You extend his illegal detention. We know you for that. As you have officially taken the side of an oppressive, occupying force in our land. We never heard you raising the voice against the enemy. We never heard you raising the voice against their atrocities that your refugee council has documented. But then you arrest the person that is trying to stop the massacre and stop the bloodshed in our land. It puts you on the position of an active participant in the massacre of our people. We will continue to call you out. We will continue to tag you as active participants of attempted genocide, active participant in the massacre of Ambazonians. Your illegal detention of Dr. Yabacho is a disgrace to your people and your nation. You have no case against him. You feel you can just walk over people and abuse them the way you want, detain them how you want. Are you cooperating with the occupying forces in our land? The genocidaires in suppressing us? You have been officially confirmed an active participant in the massacre of Ambazonians and an active participant in the attempted genocide of Ambazonian people. That's how we know you. The Norwegians, the Norwegian government, and their organizations. I will touch on the last topic of this outing. Recently, we learned of a situation where there was a meeting held by the head of the colonizer in our territory. in the great state of Mesa. We learned that they were trying to hold some sort of a regional call it what? They were trying to hold some sort of a regional meeting. Oh, sorry. They were trying to hold some sort of a regional meeting that involved the funds of our area in the northern part of Ambazonia. They were commoners dressed in regalias that is reserved and is been designated to our funds. And the head of the occupying government, Lily Lafitte, when one of our funds questioned the ordinary participant why he was dressed in that regalia, Lily Lafitte, the administrative wing of the occupation of Ambazonia, queried the fund and told him that people can dress the way they want. When you heard some of us from the land, from South, when you heard the fighters opposing being used to show the world that there is normalcy in our territory. They were trying, when we heard us opposing the bringing of Ngonso, it's because of such excesses. If the governor can shut down a fund who raises an eyebrow on why people are supposed to dress like funds, and the head of the occupying administration, Lily Afrique, questions the fund, that you have no right to argue or to raise doors on how a civilian is dressed. It shows that the occupier has plans for us to continue to destroy our culture. At one point in time, you will see them attempting to mingle within our fandoms to pick and choose who is supposed to rule us. That's why you saw uprising sons and daughters of Bui. Let me not call it Bui. Upright sons and daughters of Saul, saying that you will not destroy our culture, you will not use us to project normalcy, you have to do the right thing, and the occupying force will not be the one to determine how we live our lives. Because not too long from now, they will be the ones to choose who is supposed to rule us. This is a very disturbing trend. They do that in their own nation, in their own country, in Liberia, Cameroon. They are trying to force that down to destroy every fabric of our society. When you heard the fighters, some of whom never agreed on anything, and you heard the upright sons and daughters of Saul saying that this is not the right time to even bring in Gongso, of which we have noted also that the Mwirong, we call them the owners of the land, have suspended the celebration of the culture or the bringing of Gongso because they understand that they are being manipulated. is because of this type of excesses by the occupying regime. They are out to destroy every facet of our nation. They handicap us, rob us of all our parastatals and all our financial, all the enterprises that exist in our territory. They disband most of our banks. They systematically, decapitated us in broad daylight. And we have documented evidence of that. All our economic tools were confiscated, blocked, destroyed, and they are now at the point of trying to destroy our culture. We will not accept that. Our culture and our tradition, we will not accept that. Let the upright people of Ambazonia stand up and keep standing. I'll end this live video by stating that, again, liberation wars are fought and won by strategy and finance. We have been able to sustain this war for the past 1 year because we instituted the liberation tax. It has been helping. Let's redouble our efforts. 2025 is coming. We'll have to generate the funds that we need to continue to fight and push the occupying force out of our land. We either live like real free people or we go down fighting for genuine freedom. We fight unapologetically, uncompromisingly, for the liberation of our land. No one is going to control us. We have to fight so that we determine the outcome of our liberation. We claim our land as Ibrahim Traore is claiming his land, as Assimi Goita is claiming Mali, as Tiani is claiming Niger, from the everlasting occupation of their land, from the everlasting occupiers of their land. That's what we are supposed to be doing. We will not chicken out. We will not put our heads in the sand and expect that once we raise our heads up, the land is free. We will have to get into the mud and do the dirty work. Freedom is not cheap. Liberation tax is a thing. It has come to stay till Ambazonia is free. The Norwegian Refugee Council, I would direct you to go to the agovc.org website. If you don't have that, there's a catalog of the atrocities that the Republic government is causing in our territory. It's a place to call out your government to liberate Dr. Yabacho. You know the carnage that is going on in our land. You claim to be a refugee council. You should have what is causing the refugees. You know who is provoking that and causing it. Your government has never called out like Republic Cameroon. We expect you to do the right thing. Stop pretending. Do the right thing. Call upon your government to release Dr. Yabacho, who is preventing what you people are there working around. Let's stop the pretense. Our land will be free by any means necessary. Be it this generation or the one to come, but Ambazonia will be free. Let's stay the course. Continue to sponsor this liberation struggle to determine the outcome of our freedom. I'll end with this last quote of one of the revolutionaries in America. They will either give us liberty or death. We're ready to go down that pathway. Stay focused, We've seen the actions of our liberators on the ground, pushing out occupying forces, those have been extorting our land, kidnapping our people and holding them for ransom, and requesting millions to be paid. We know some of their concentration camps. We know some of those are detention areas. The Bafut Airport has been functioning as one of the biggest, how to call it, kidnapping zone where they kidnap people. The Republic of Cameroon kidnap our people and go and keep them there and request for millions of CFA for their release. When you see our pilots dislodging some of these terrorist cells in our territory, know that they are fighting to prevent that. The kidnapping of our people, the arrest without any cause of our people, the detention of our people without any cause. How many thousands of Ambazonians are languishing in the Republic of Cameroon's jails? Why is the Norwegian Refugee Council not calling out that? Why? But their government will be quick enough to pick up a leader that's preventing our people from being massacred and killed and jail them. You cannot sit quiet. The Norwegian Refugee Council will not and cannot and should not sit quiet. It's their place to educate their government on the atrocities being perpetrated by the Republic of Cameroon on our people. You will not sit in our land and pretend. It is your place, the Norwegian Refugee Council, to educate your government on what the Republic of Cameroon is doing in our territory. Why are you there? You are there to cater for, as you claim, to cater for the internally displaced. What is causing it? The Republic of Cameroon government. Stop the pretense. Fellow Ambazonians, our freedom is in our hands. As the president of Ego have always told us, our freedom is in our hands. We have two options: continue to wallow in misery and enslavement, or fight to the last man standing for our freedom. Those that sit back and make mockery of those of us who are fighting, there will be a time, a place, a moment we will ask you people, continue to, or ask people to voice out their mockery. Ambazonia will be free. And we'll prove this, we'll disprove the naysayers. Let's keep contributing, stay focused. We should be the owners of our liberation as we have been in the past. Let's not get tired. Let's continue to forge the path ahead. Ambazonia will be free by any means possible. We are unapologetic, uncompromising, and we are not going to cower in liberating our land and our people. Let's stay the course and do our moral obligation by contributing to liberate our land and ourselves. Thank you.